Now, we've been talking all week about President Obama's plan to overhaul the underpinnings of the U.S. financial system. The proposal is already facing opposition on Capitol Hill, especially a provision that gives the Federal Reserve more power to regulate firms that are deemed too big to fail. Treasury Secretary Geithner went into the lion's den yesterday, that is the Senate Banking Committee, to defend his boss's plan. Senators of both parties worried that the Fed is not up to the job given its actions that led to the subprime crisis. But Geithner told lawmakers that the failures extended across the regulatory landscape and that the Fed is best positioned to oversee the nation's biggest banks.
No part of this system acquitted itself particularly well. And everybody's going to have to do a better job in the future, and that's why we're proposing, among many things, a comprehensive assessment of the basic record of supervision across agencies in the U.S. responsible for that.
Now, what the White House giveth, it taketh away, because while Obama's plan gives the Fed more power over systemically important banks, it also strips the central bank's authority over financial products like credit cards and mortgages, and that power would be given instead to a new Consumer Financial Protection Agency. And this is a proposal that's generating some heartburn for the financial industry. Under the Obama plan, the agency would have the power to ban unfair terms and practices, punish companies for violations with fines and penalties, as well as establish rules for what companies can offer consumers. It would also have the authority to police home loans and force lenders to warn consumers about riskier products. The new agency could also oversee credit and debit cards. Now, this proposal is creating a divide between consumer advocates and the banking industry.
We're for strengthening the protection of consumers, but we think creating a whole new agency out of whole cloth that will separate the regulation of the bank from the regulation of the products goes too far and is unnecessary.
The arguments against better consumer protection are almost laughable. And in fact, the reality of it is this current crisis, when we're talking about systemic risk, if we had better consumer protection on the front end from reckless, unfair, and deceptive practices in the market, we would not have the crisis we have today.
To be sure, the White House will need Congress to approve the plan before the regulatory changes can take place.